Hey folks, welcome to this episode. Today we're going to be taking a look here at this Cannae Legion day pack. And really what made me gravitate towards this pack and interested in reviewing it for you today is the fact that it's kind of a hybrid. It has some features that a lightweight hiking pack would have, like water bottle sleeves and tracks for your sternum strap, but then it also has features that a heavy-duty assault pack would have, like heavy-duty Kedora nylon and MOLLE compatibility. So it's kind of this best of both worlds, if you will, that we're going to be looking at in this overall layout and design of this Legion day pack. So with that, let's go ahead, take it off, take a look at it, show you what it has to offer. So we are back here at the homestead hanging out, and I wanted to go through the ins and outs of the pack with you now that I've had a good chance with many days of using it and really getting a good feel of trail time. With this pack. Guys, I don't just throw in a pack, walk around the neighborhood, and then say, hey, cool, let's knock out a review. I load this thing out as much as it'll handle in any pack that you see reviewed here, and then I do several hiking trips with it to get a good feel for the pack. How does it ride? Is it handling the gear well? Is it, distributing the load? Is it holding up to abuse and, stuff like that? So that's what we do here, and that's what I pride myself on, trying to give you the best, not only in-depth videos, but after having used the product. So I'm going to go through a few specs here for you. Let's do the dimensions first. We're talking about 19.5 inches high, which is good. I'm looking from 19 to 20 inches minimum for my body type, and we'll talk about that as we get a little more in depth in the video. The width here is going to be 11.5 inches, and then it's 6 inches deep. So those are just a few of the basic specs. The dry weight as well is going to be 2.9 pounds, so just under 3 pounds, which is good for this style of pack. And those are just a few of the basic specs in dimensions as well as color combinations. We have black and tan right now on the market that they offer. All zippers that you're going to see here today are going to be YKK zippers. The material is going to be genuine Kedora nylon, but I don't have a denier for you on the specs on their website, so I'll try and annotate that in if I can get it. If not, from the feel that I am experiencing with it, it's probably 500 or 600 D, which I like. I prefer a little bit lower denier. If it's 1,000, it's a light, I don't know. There's something going on with it that it just doesn't feel as stiff and rigid as most 1,000 denier would be, but regardless, they're doing Kedora fabric, which is great. So this is another really cool feature with this pack. Not only do you get your 3 stages wide and several stages, 6 stages total MOLLE on one side and on the other, you're going to get compression straps, one up here that will go quite wide. So it'll help you not only compress the pack, but also strap larger things if you have it loaded out. You're going to have this D-ring right here, and it's very slim, as you can see there. But what they have offered is an awesome dump pouch right here that can absolutely fit your 32-ounce Nalgene's without any problem whatsoever. The heads are going to run, or the caps, excuse me, are going to run basically flush with your compression strap, just kind of give you some perspective there, but it'll easily fit that. That helps with the elastic bands that they put right here, so that when you pull it out, it kind of slides back into place, and now it's not going to be baggy and flopping around, and then when you want to use it, it's right there and ready to be put in. So very cool setup on the sides of the bag. So 2 features here at the top. The first is this rubberized grab handle, really well stitched. I really like that a lot. Gives you some good comfort when you're going from place to place, car to home, whatever it may be. You got a good grab right there, and then they got that D-ring on the side. Lots of these little just attachment ideas that they thought of, which gives you lots of capability and options that other packs in the market I don't see doing. So that's really cool that they just add a lot of those around the pack, on the water bottle sleeves over here, that type of stuff. Then as we go along back here, this is your sunglass or eyewear compartment that is rigid. It's a rigid compartment, which is really cool. So it's going to protect your eyewear. So it's all fleece lined. I've got my shooting glasses in there, easily would fit in there, and it's nice and boxed out, really rigid and stiff. You can see there, it's almost impossible for me to try and bend that thing. So it's going to protect your eyewear, which is another cool feature. So you're not having to go buy another little, hard case to protect your eyewear. Bam, you just throw it in there. You're not going to worry about it being crushed outside of the pack being run over by a vehicle, basically, or somebody like landing on it. It's basically the only 2 ways that you could maybe damage sunglasses that would be riding in here, or eyewear riding in there. So one of the things about this pack that I really like is the comfortability. It's a very, very comfortable pack. Really stands out in my mind for these about 20 liter, you know, assault pack backpacks. It stands out as being more comfortable than most. And that's done for a couple reasons. The first thing are these shoulder pads right here. They've done a good yoke system, very comfortable. Not as stiff as some of the other ones will come with about the same thickness, but the cushion is thicker and stiffer, I guess. This has a little more give to it. For a 20 liter load, it's perfect, has no issues, breathable as well, which is really good. And then as well, they have this good belly strap down here, good clip, good extra keepers here with the Velcro and the elastic pieces. And they even thought through the attachments here, you know, so it's not biting into your back. They gave you some material and some breathable cushion right there as well, so it's not going to bite into your body. Now, this is the one thing that I'm going to touch on is the sternum strap. It's cool that they did tracks versus like molly loops and stuff, so that has that kind of, as we talked about earlier, that blend of the tactical assault pack and the day hiking pack, you know, that you would get like at an REI or a sporting goods store, you know. So that's really cool. The issue I have is because of how large I am, I'm 6'2", about 215. The sternum strap tracks just aren't quite long enough for me. I would have liked to have about an extra 2 inches down here to be able to let this guy go down more around this area, particularly with a full loadout. I found that it was riding somewhat high. So that's just part, I experienced that a lot with these size packs, but that's just something to consider. I would say I am max, and honestly, probably someone about 6 foot or smaller would be better suited for this pack overall. But the comfortability and just the design that they decided to go with is great. And if you're 6 foot or under, I would say you're gonna love the comfortability on this pack. One last thing I wanted to touch on, the belly strap is completely stowable and will stick in underneath, which is really good. And I like that I don't have to remove it. I just stuff it in there and it's gonna hide away completely if you don't feel that you need that belt. Okay, so we're gonna take a look here at the back as well as the sleeve that works in 2 ways, either as the water bladder sleeve or as a concealed carry lockable compartment. The back, again, very comfortable, contouring well to your body, giving you some good flow through here, and just very moldable to your back. Again, very, very comfortable pack, and I really like that a lot. Stands out from this size range of packs, which is really good. So we have 2 runs of zippers here with those good grabs and a luggage lock loop in between those zippers and a very large mouth, which I really like a lot. When we open this up, we got 2 sides here. The first you'll see is this felt lined, which is, you know, a hook and loop setup that you can put concealed carry firearm pouches and mags and whatever else you would like. And Cannae has a few of their very own design, which is great. Then on the back side here, we have this Velcro loop attachment that can easily hold a 100-ounce water bladder without any problem. And then 1 port that will come out this side, and so it'll feed down your left shoulder strap. So that's the setup. Very simple, very intuitive to use either as a concealed carry compartment or as a bladder sleeve. I like the layout on the bottom for 2 reasons. First off, we get a rubberized bottom down here. So this is gonna be very tough and water resistant. So for me, somebody who's in snowy conditions, you know, I hike year round and I throw this down, you know, when I found the spot that we're gonna hang out for the day or whatever it may be, I'm not worried about it soaking through the bottom. You know, some packs, you know, they may have a double thick bottom or something, which is good, but it's not rubberized. So it's not, you know, that water resistant capability to that level, which is really cool. Then they do give you compression straps that work double as, you know, like bedroll, you know, a jacket, a tarp, you know, whatever it may be. So it gives you, again, an added extension of capability on the overall pack. Then you can see there, it's got a graded drainage hole at the bottom in case you do get this thing sopping wet, it'll drain out the bottom. Then as we look to the back panel here, you have a large organizational pouch on the front. We have some hook and loop so that you could do your morale patches. And we talked about this when we did their half zip, that the Velcro setup and just again, the quality here, this is heavily stitched. You know, it's not like, I'll give this as even an example. This is another company, hello, But you can see here that the Velcro is not really, you know, it's just they did a couple stitches and then they didn't cut away or, you know, stitch over those loops. Or the corners. This has been so stitched over that there's none of that. And that just shows me a level of attention to detail and quality that you don't always see with other companies, example that I just showed you. As we walk down here, we have another attached little D-ring. We have a little hole here that goes into this compartment for earbuds if you did want to do that. And then you do have a 4x4 panel here of MOLLE on the outside. Then we have dual running zippers coming all the way down almost to a clamshell. And then what we have on the interior here is a mesh pocket on the back so you can see what's in there. So you can throw beanies and that type of stuff. And then a little bit of organization with another little dump pouch in there, 2 sleeved pockets, and then a key keeper as well. So lots of organization that you can do in that outside panel that you need quick access to certain types of gear. Now, one thing I'd like to touch on as we jump into the interior main compartment of this pack is if you may notice that it always seems to kind of keep a rigid frame, and I really like that. They've given it some rigidness on all of its sides, which really keeps its shape regardless of how much or how little you put in there, which is a really cool concept. Most bags, you know, if there's nothing in there, they just collapse flat, and then if you pack them out, you pack them out. This one just has a little bit, they've put something in the walls basically just to give it a little bit of frame, which I really like a lot. So as we go along here, we have these 2 zippers for the main compartment. You can even grab your handle here and pull this all the way down. And one thing I want to note that's different than a lot of other packs, most packs would have the compression strap right here, so then you would have to either unclip the compression strap to open it all the way or not. That is not the case on this pack. For me, that's not an issue, and I think it's actually intuitive for me to be able to get to more gear quicker than having to unclip the compression strap to then open it all the way. So that's kind of, I actually kind of like that. Some of you may or may not. I just wanted to point that out. You don't have to release a compression strap to completely open the bag, which is pretty cool. So you unzip that guy all the way like that, and you can see here again these walls stay kind of rigid, which I really like. It's just a cool concept. Now as we look at the main compartment here, this is after our hike from the videos that you guys are seeing. You know, we're back here at the homestead, and what I have here is my lunch case, and you know, I was easily able to fit that in this 21 liters. And then, you know, I got my some cooking elements. And then in this main compartment here, they have not only a laptop sleeve right here, which works really well, but then on the back of that, you're gonna get these 2 releasable bungees or shock kind of attachments, so you can kind of keep stuff more rolled up. You know, if you're just doing maybe like a fleece and one other, you know, item in here, you could roll those up and cinch those down, and they'll kind of stay in a format versus just piling down and falling down to the bottom. So again, really well thought out in the organization. Then on the sidewalls here, these are also that kind of fleece hook and loop feel, so you can Velcro organization on the sides, mag pouches, just pouches in general, maybe a medical kit that you want to just rip off in a quick situation. You can do that on these side panels, which is pretty cool. Then here on the back side, we just have 1 zip and a see-through pocket here that you could throw a few organizational items that you might need to organize. All right, let's go ahead and talk about price point as well as durability. And I have us zoomed in on the Cannae logo here for a reason in just a moment. And the first thing is this. I do believe this is a very durable pack, really well-made pack, and particularly for the price. The price is going to come in at about $100 on Amazon, and we will have links in the description below. That's always a great way to help support the channel. We'll also have a link over to the Cannae website so you can check out what they got going on as well. But if you are interested in this pack for $100, I think for everything that you're getting, and the durability is really well done. I've seen good stitching, all that type of stuff. The one thing that I want to touch on though is the fact that I'm seeing this in a couple little areas where the stitching was really well done, but there's like this extra piece that tends to hang out here, and then I need to clip it off. And so I'm showing this to you so that you can kind of see, I'm seeing this kind of extra thread in a couple little points on the pack. I clip it off, we're good to go, and all the stitching is holding up really well, you know, and we've really I put tons of weight in this thing and really used it, and as I showed you earlier with some of the other stitching points, and even I'll run in some stuff now, great cross weave and just really done well. But I would like to see some of that just taken care of, just the extra little feathers of stitching here and there would help just with the overall feel of the pack. But for $100, you're getting, I think, a great setup and great durability. And I do want to thank Cannae Gear for reaching out to me, contacting me. You know, I had seen them in a magazine actually that I was checking out and didn't, you know, really even think about it again. And I was like, man, I'll have to check those guys out at some point. And about a week later, I got an email from them, and they wanted to see if we wanted to do some reviews on a couple of their gear items. And I appreciate their willingness to reach out to us and send this over for us to test out and review and give you the full rundown and all the pros and cons. So just wanted to touch on that. But for $100, you're getting a lot of capability and a lot of durability out of this pack. And so folks, as we wrap up this video and just kind of give you my final thoughts on the pack, you know, it has a lot of things going for it. I love the price point, I like the layout, and I love some of those you know, hiking day pack features that you don't see in a lot of assault packs, like the water bottle sleeves and the tracks and things like that. So it's definitely, I would say, I'm like the maximum size for it, as we've discussed. You know, if you're over 6'2" and about 200 pounds, I'd say that, you know, maybe one of their larger packs that they design would be a better fit for you. But if you're my size or smaller, this has a lot of features and hitting a great price point that I think you'd be very happy with if you're into this kind of style of this hybrid assault pack day pack. So as always, thank you so much for coming over here, checking out the channel. Please subscribe, comment, like, share this video. Love to hear your thoughts. And as always, remember, stay equipped, stay prepared. See you out there.